Hey, Barry. Um, I know I'm the new guy and all, but when you asked me to clean out your office, I didn't realize it was going to take 3 pumps and a bucket of Drano. So, can you lay off the Chipotle next time, please? I gotta get back to work.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Mike Oxlong. On this week's meeting with the manager, we're going to meet with a dominant team in the league. We're meeting with a manager that's not only starting 1-0, but has jumped up since their draft day projections from 4-1. I want you to help me welcome the manager of the team, Erik Kilpatrick. Welcome to the show.
We're glad to be here this week. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you after that big statement win against Team Spongebob?
It was good. It was a good start. We're back on the practice field now. We're getting ready to go for week 2. We're looking forward at Tyler. He's a manager. I don't want to say too that he's too good. He's in our league for sure.
Well, let's give credit where credit's due. I mean, this is a sophomore manager starting 1-0, had a top 4 scoring team this week, and I think they certainly present some challenges. Granted, they got bit by the injury bug a little bit. They'll be without Keenan Allen. Do you see that as an advantage?
We'll take whatever we can get, but honestly, I want to play my competitor at full strength, so when when I beat them, they'll understand that I am better.
Certainly. I can certainly understand that. And I want to talk about some of the stars on your team. You do have some star talent. You also have some awfully boom-bust players. How do you feel about your starting roster?
Boy, we are excited for our roster this year. We got young talent, we got veterans, we got athletes. We are ready to make a run. This team has never been this inspired.
Yeah, speaking of which, last season you finished 6th place in the league. You just got into the playoffs there, and unfortunately you were a first round out. What's going to be different this year?
We're going to have at minimum 10 wins. 10 wins this year.
Oh, bold prediction.
I'm just saying that's where we're going this year. 10 wins. That's our league record. We're trying to tie that right now. And our boys in the locker room, they seem to think that we can get there pretty easily. Our coaching staff is doing a great job. We brought in some new talent this year, and we're looking at kind of becoming one of those top teams, making sure that we're in that Keller Kilpatrick range of never missing the playoffs kind of goals.
And that's a wonderful goal to set. But unfortunately, you want to go beyond where manager Kilpatrick went. You want to find your way holding a championship at the end of the season. I think it's no secret that your starting roster is strong. A question I have, when you have ambitions of playoffs, a championship, a 10-3 record, depth is a very, very important aspect of your team. I was paying attention to a lot of teams' benches this week. I saw some teams with strength, some with deficiencies, and there didn't seem to be a lot of star potential on your bench. Do you see rotations happening in the near future, some possible trades being facilitated, or how do you feel about the depth on your team?
Listen, we're not a team that plans for injuries. We're not looking at someone getting injured. We're not going to go out there and say, all right, what happens if this guy goes down? We're planning for success. We're planning for active players. Saying that, though, we do have a bench with a lot of potential. I've already had trade offers for some of the guys on my bench right now. People see potential in what can happen. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Now, does that mean that you have certain players on your bench that are on the trade block currently?
We're always willing to upgrade our team. Listen, I'll trade my first round pick if it comes down to it. You have to send me the correct offer, but if I feel like I'm winning the trade and you feel like you're losing the trade, we'll go ahead and make a deal.
You heard it here first, folks. If you're calling, manager Sam Brichta of Team Erik Kilpatrick is picking up the phone. Now, I notice that you have a quarterback on your bench, and you talk about your starting lineup persisting throughout the season. But it seems that this quarterback on your bench has the potential to find his way into a starting role once available. How do you see that situation playing out at the quarterback position?
We like to be versatile. We want to have our guys have competition at all times. We go ahead and we put them out there one-on-one every week. It's a fighting spot. We don't have an active starter right now at any position. That spot can be taken at any point. We like competition around here.
And it seemed that last year, manager Keller Kilpatrick was the one to boot you out of the playoffs. Is that correct?
He is. And listen, that's where our team name kind of came from this year. We wanted to take one step above that to the better Kilpatrick. We're looking at Erik Kilpatrick as the league champion this year. So that's where we're going to be.
So speaking straight to that manager, what is a message you would like to send to manager Keller Kilpatrick?
Keller, watch out. I'm coming for you.
He's coming for you. He's saying, I am your father. The message is loud and clear, and we hear you, Sam. We hear you. Now, let's look at this week. Like we established, you're versing the Grim Reaper in a tough matchup. It should be a close matchup. What message would you like to send to manager Tyler?
Listen, your name's the Grim Reaper. I'm going to have to go ahead and send you back home. You're going to be a loser this week. You might as well go ahead and change that name too.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Alrighty, Manager Sam, is there anything else you would like to say? Anything else you want to put out there? Put the league on notice? Anything at all?
Listen, league, it's a big year for me this year. I'm going to the championship. I'm going to play Logan Spina most likely. Anyone else competing, you can go ahead and give up right now.
You heard it here first. Put them all on your bench. Put them all on your bench because Erik is going straight to the championship matches here. Sam, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, it was good talking to you. I got to get back to practice anyways. I'll see you later now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's another edition of Meeting the Managers. My name's Mike Oxlong, and we'll see you next week.